It's the man YSN, and you're listening to YSN Radio. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is, man. I'm rocking with the man YSN, and you're tuning into the episode of YSN Radio, the coolest podcast in the South. Got a very special guest on the line with me right now, man. Got this crazy single out right now called High, R&B prodigy, bro. It's coming up in the game, man. I got Jermaine The Saint on the line with me right now, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good, 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 man. I was just listening to this song, High, man. I don't smoke weed no more, but it felt like I was smoking some weed when I listened to that song, man. It put me in that space, brother. I like that what you did on there.
Man, it's crazy. I wasn't even talking about smoking weed.
It just
Well,
made me. It just put you in that mode, man. I just feel like it was a smooth track, man. I really like what you did on there, man. So boom. But before we get into that, man, let's rewind it back all the way to the beginning, brother. Why don't you talk about where you grew up at, where you're from, and how'd you get into music?
well, man, I'm mostly from St. Louis. I'm born in a small town called Noster, Missouri, but then I moved to California. Then I moved to St. Louis. Spent about 3 years in Seattle, and now I'm here in Atlanta. So I got a whole lot of, homes, so to speak, but mainly from St. Louis. I got into music just at birth. Always been something I've been doing, even probably since before I could remember.
I can dig it, man. I can dig it, man. So I seen I was reading up on your bio, bro. It says you're an Army veteran, bro. How long did you spend in the services?
I did a 4 year contract, 3 years, 22 weeks as a cavalry scout.
Gotcha, gotcha. What was that like?
It was different, man. It was definitely different. It's a lot of fun looking back. I'll be missing it sometime.
Yeah, I can dig it, man. My aunt, she just retired from the Air Force. She did um how long did she do? A very long time. A very long time in the Air Force, man. She just retired a couple years ago, bro. So that your experience in the military, bro, did that end up helping you at all in the music once you came back?
I think it helped me with everything in life. Definitely with discipline, which in turn helped me focus more on the music when I didn't even want to. Sometimes you don't want to do things, but you have to uh, convince yourself, what's the right thing to do.
Right, right. I can dig it, man. So let's talk about your musical journey, bro. You said you've been doing music all your life, man. What was the point where you decided that you wanted to take it seriously?
Probably when I hit about 12 years old, I want to say eighth grade. I used to do a lot of freestyle battles around the school and everything. That was small. I dealt with some emotional matters as a teen, young teen, as we all did, I'm sure. And I realized that writing music was like medicine for me. So I
Right.
made sure I do that forever after that.
I can dig it, man. You said you were freestyling, so does that mean you were a rapper first?
I sure was. I mean, I started off definitely rapping, and then uh, I joined the choir, the high school choir, um, in Miss Clark's class for Zumwalt East, St. Peter's, Missouri, and that changed my whole perspective on music. And I was at the same time making beats, so I've been a producer too.
I can dig it, man. You said it changed your perspective on music. How did it do so?
It just shows how much you can do with even just vocals or just any instrument. I feel like once you know the fundamentals of music itself, um, it it opens up an entire new world versus when I was just rapping. It's just rapping. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's
Yeah.
not, and I'm not saying it's just rapping. I'm just saying rapping is a form of music versus music being a form of rap. Like, I like to be as broad and as general with every genre as I can.
Hmm. So you feel like R&B helps you encompass more emotions than rap does?
No, no, no. I think they all have their own emotions that they are better at expressing. So when I'm going through, if I'm feeling like I'm really that guy at the time, I might rap a little bit more than I'm singing. Or if I'm feeling like, man, Shorty did me bad, I might sing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it depends on how I'm feeling, man.
I can dig it, brother. I can dig it. Who are some of your inspirations in music?
Uh, it's there's so many, man. So if I had to analyze it one at a time, uh, I'd say the first one would be my stepdad or my uncles and my brother. My whole family, I would say, because they've always been heavily musically at it. Uh, but then, like the celebrities who have really influenced me, Usher. After Usher was, I want to say Kanye West. Kanye West has still been a reigning influence in my life.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Drake, of course, The Weeknd, of course, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Andre 3000, Lil Wayne, um, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. Uh, the list goes crazy, man.
Nah, facts, man. Facts, man. You said Andre 3000. How did you feel about his latest album with the flutes?
I think it was phenomenal. I think he did exactly what he needed to do and break down barriers of what a musician is looked at as these days.
Yeah, because he actually put out real music, you know? Like, doesn't get more musical than a whole album dedicated to an instrument.
Like that's crazy. And I like looking back, I wish he would have did a little more vocals. You know what I'm saying? Just throw a
Mm.
little oohs and ahs in there. It would have made it definitely a good experience. He's got a very unique voice, and we miss that. We miss stuff like that because he's the one really who taught me you ain't got to be able to sing to be able to sing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, right. I can dig it for sure. One thing I liked about it, the concept of it is the fact that, whether people liked it or not, it kind of introduced black people to the art of the instrument. Of course, black people always have played instruments, guitar, bass, drums, things like that. But like, I feel like in the realm of hip hop, in the sphere of hip hop, putting out an album solely that all songs all consist of, mainly consists of one instrument, but this case is a flute. You only see that stuff in like classical music, like classically saxophonist or celloist, a whole symphony of celloing. You feel me? And that's one of the first times that I know of that something like that has been introduced to the hip hop sphere outside of just like beat tapes and stuff like that, man. So I really feel like uh he did something real different.
It was phenomenal, and I feel like it was tuned to 432 kilohertz frequency, um, and that's like a healing frequency. You know, uh, the past 10 years, maybe even 15, we've been getting really low frequency music, so that was like the perfect break.
Right, right. No, for sure, for sure. I like how you brought that up. The low frequency music, man. This is one thing I've been trying to like get a better grasp of with all the different R&B singers that I talk to, man. How do you feel about the current state of R&B right now?
I think it's in a state where it's been plateaued for a little minute.
You
It
think
has
so?
Yeah, I feel like it hasn't really like R&B itself, American R&B hasn't really gone up nor down in a very long time. And I would say it's due to the fact that rappers started getting more melodic. So
Right.
it, you can bring the same melodies and harmonies as R&B to the cool stuff that the rap guys are saying, bring it into the same genre. You know, it's gonna draw more attention these days. Um, so I would say it's in a good spot, but it's at its peak. It's at its peak, but it's at its plateau at the same time.
No, for sure, for sure. I like how you said that because, once rappers started becoming more melodic, the line started to get blurred between rap and R&B because it started to bleed into each other. R&B singers would be on rap songs and vice versa. Um, and yeah, I definitely think the line was blurred for a while. One thing that I noticed, when you listen to like old R&B tracks like from the 90s, man, like I was just DJing earlier today and I'm busting out classic Keith Sweat, Faith Evans. Tony, Tony, Tone, things like that, man. The whole song is just how in love they are, just how far they'll go for their significant other. You know, you look at the videos, you know, niggas like Omarion and Ray J crying in the rain. You know, fast forward to today, you don't see niggas crying in the rain like they used to, man.
You're not gonna see
Why do you
that.
think that is? Where's the love gone?
Cause it's a lot more real now, you know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to see something that's actual factual. I don't care how heartbroken I ever been in my life. I ain't never been standing out in the rain crying about it. I take my ass in the house, play 2K or something, and forget about
Right.
it. Start writing a song, you know. So I think a lot of times especially with the internet and social media, we got so many options just left and right, back and forth. It
Mhm.
became a more uh next one, like where it's I don't want to say a little more toxic these days, but we just know our own value, man. So we're not
Right.
crying in the rain or leaning up against the glass for nobody.
Man, who was that one singer? It just kind of it was making its way around Twitter the other day. Uh, I forget the song and the title, but in the video, he's like he drives past his woman and she's like married with two kids, and he just he just breaks down crying while he's driving.
I still look,
It's like singing about the woman. I'm like, yo,
I
can
can't
you
see it.
imagine that in 2024?
But we can't get caught down bad like that,
You feel
man.
me? Do you see Jermaine The Saint writing a song you're crying over a married woman of two children?
I do actually. I could see myself writing something like that because that is something that could potentially really happen. You know, I'm sure if I really loved one of my exes or something, and she was getting married, and I really still felt like we
Mm,
had ended things properly. Like I still had a chance until now. You know, maybe. You know, but I haven't written that song.
right.
Don't necessarily plan to write that song. Let's not. You
But
know,
it's not outside the scope of possibility.
right. I'm, I like to speak from all sorts of perspectives. Man.
I can dig it. Are you the type to pull a Dwayne Wayne? Pop up at the wedding? Be like, Whitley, I love you.
That's crazy. That I mean, nah, I wouldn't do that because then that leads to so many questions. How do you even know where the wedding was at? Was he
I,
invited to the establishment?
I think if you look back at that episode, I'm pretty sure they had mutual friends at the wedding. So
Oh,
I forget the light skinned nigga's name, but I do think he was in the crowd. Like,
see, one of his boys should have been there to keep him straight, man. He was over there losing his mind apparently, busting the church.
hey man, it ended up working out for him though. You know,
Oh,
she would have.
she tossed the dress down and everything. She got back with him. I'm
Yeah,
confused.
you've never seen a different world before.
No, what is that? A
I'm
different.
down. It's a TV show from the 90s.
No, I ain't never seen that.
That's crazy. Damn. I'm over here. So basically, just a quick rundown. So a different world, this old TV show, Dwayne Wade is like the one of the main characters, and his love interest was Whitley. They were like boyfriend and girlfriend, right?
And
Whitley's
Wade like the basketball player?
no, Dwayne Wayne.
Oh, Damon Wayne.
Dwayne Wayne, that's the character's name. He's played by Kadeem Hardison.
Oh, I've never seen or heard of this. This is
You
crazy.
must it's a spinoff of the Cosby Show. You really got to go check the show out, man. Anyways, it's a scene in there. My like Dwayne, Dwayne and Whitley, right? They're they're the couple, right? They break up. Whitley gets with another guy. They get engaged, and at the wedding, Dwayne decides that he's been stupid and he needs to get his girl back. So he crashes the wedding. In the middle of the wedding, he professes his love in front of Whitley, her soon to be man, and all their friends and family. And he's like, Whitley, I love you. I need you. Blah blah blah. And Whitley leaves the man right at the altar.
Man, he must have hit it with one of them. Ooh yeah. You hit a
I
shorty with
mean,
one
shit,
of
might
them.
as well. You know what I'm saying? Might as well. That's why when you had said that, if you really thought there was a chance for you to get her back, I'm like, that was the first thing that popped into mind. I really wish you knew what I was talking about.
I'm glad I got to learn something new. So,
That's what it's all about. Maybe after this is over, you can go and check it. That's actually a really nice show.
yeah,
Sinbad was in it.
Sinbad. Oh yeah, that boy was funny. I remember seeing him in that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm gonna take your word for it.
Christmas movie with Arnold where he was the big red superhero man. Ah, see,
Shazam?
I don't know actually. I think it's called A Christmas Story. It might not be called A Christmas Story though.
No.
I'm gonna
Think
look into it. I get
all
back
right,
at
gotcha. Get back to me on that one. That's funny, man. That's funny, man. So you mentioned that another one of your influences are Usher, bro. Can you dance like Usher? Are you a dancer?
you, man. You know, I'm 26. But, I mean, no offense to anybody who's
Shoot,
dancing.
Usher like 50.
I know, yeah, definitely. I'm not saying it in that aspect. I'm saying I feel like, especially being a veteran, my knees is bound to go out. You know what I'm saying? That
Oh
any
yeah.
block is gonna stay there. So I
Yeah.
and
I'm a
change.
stationary singer. I can dig it, man. I can dig it, man. I just think it's cool, man. Usher's one of my favorite singers of all time, and I think it's really dope that he's about to be in the Super Bowl halftime show. I always wonder, like if like one of these dance niggas like tear their ACL, is that equivalent to like a basketball player like getting injured?
I just healed from a Achilles tear, and
Oh,
let me tell
geez.
you, that shit pushed my career so hard back.
How did you do that?
Playing basketball, man, I tried to hit them with the ones and the twos, and it equaled out.
Damn.
And you know when stuff don't add up,
Damn.
it
Went out like KD on them, man.
was crazy.
Oh man, that is wild, bro. That is wild. Well, I'm glad you recovered. That sit you down for a while.
Pretty fast. I recovered pretty fast. I was actually walking about a month later. Now, granted, I wasn't walking like very normal.
Right. No grace at all, but I was walking.
Walking with no crutches.
Hell
Uh,
yeah. You took the Aaron Rodgers approach.
no, no, I was definitely toughing it out. Everybody's like, "Nah, you need to chill a little bit." I'm catching flights. I'm making moves. I did a photo shoots, all type of stuff.
Oh
With,
man. You sat at the cast on, you just like from the
nah,
knees up. Knees
I,
up.
hey, took the cast off for the photo shoot.
Oh, you a soldier for real. That's funny, man. That's funny. So boom. Talk about this single High, man. How did this record come together?
Man, this song is about when you feel like you're low.
Yeah.
I don't want to be low no more.
Yeah.
Only up is to go up. You know what I'm saying? Only way up is to keep your head to the sky for sure. So that's what I was really saying in this song. So that's why I thought it was funny when you said I ain't smoked in a while, and I thought it was ironic too because I actually was outside of a Sam's Club, and he was telling me he works for this organization called um, Police Against Drugs or something. It's lead law enforcement against drugs,
Hmm.
and that they were taking donations. And I was like, this is perfect. I'm actually promoting a single called High right now, which I know sounds crazy, but hold on, hear me out.
Right.
The song ain't got nothing to do with doing drugs. I had proceeded to, make a partnership with the officer. You know, I definitely want to see kids educated about, staying away from certain drugs and at least knowing how to responsibly carry yourself if that's what you choose to do anyway. Uh,
Right.
not
That's
everybody.
very commendable too, man. Because especially in music now, it's ran by the users. Music is heavily populated by the users. And one thing I always talk about is just although it is entertainment, a lot of artists use the entertainment aspect of it as a crutch to spew some of the most harmful rhetorics to our youth, and one of those being drug use, you know and that's why I like why you're doing that too, because especially when you do have a platform with music, you have a lot of power over people, whether you know it or you don't. I mean, if people are listening to you and they relate to your music any way, shape, or form, you have power over it. So if you can have that type of influence over them and sway them to do X, Y, or Z, it might as well use that power for good.
Yeah, definitely. Because people be taking entertainment too far for sure.
Yeah.
They listen to lyrics and think that's how I want to be and really go be that for real. Like sometimes it's like if you watch a movie, Tom Cruise is jumping off airplanes and stuff. And
Mhm.
Tom Cruise ain't really well. Actually, Tom Cruise did really jump off
He does his own stunts.
that. But what I'm saying is that don't mean you gotta jump off the airplane too. Keep your ass at home. Just chill, but
Right, nah, facts. I dig it, man. I dig it. The way I see it, bro, think about it, man. Before the year 2020, they were called ski masks.
oh, the shiesties. I like that they changed it to shiesty though because that's exactly what it is.
I mean, but think about that though, man. Think about that though, bro. Like an entire article of clothing took on the name of one person. If
Oh no,
that's not influence, I don't know what is.
yeah, it took the name of the person, but the person had the name of the thing that is what the mask is going for in the first place.
It goes hand in hand though. You feel me? But before it was just a regular ski mask or a baccarat, whatever you wanted to call it. You know what I mean? But like now, you got shiesty him. You know what I
Right.
mean? And like and no disrespect to him at all. Like I'm a real big fan of his music. You know what I mean? But it's like if musicians, rappers, singers, whoever have enough influence to change the colloquial name of an article of clothing, imagine the influence you have on some 15-year-old with no guidance. Or it's a slippery slope, man. It's a slippery slope, bro. So that being said, man, do you take that in consideration when writing your music?
Yes. Yes, definitely. I mean, it was something that I think I was trying to do at first because my lyrics was a little crazy, but now I don't even be trying. I just be trying to be me, and
Mm,
I'll write a whole song and realize, dang, I didn't even cuss in this mug. Not that I don't cuss, but sometimes when I'm expressing myself, that's just not how I feel at the time.
right. I feel you, man. I feel you, man. And it's cool that you take that time to do that. You know, is you putting love in the music.
Yeah,
It's not a lot of love in the music, man. Like I know we talked about earlier, like the love, but I'm talking about like the love, like love of the game.
yeah.
You know, if you had to describe yourself in three single words to someone who's not familiar with you, what words would you choose?
Peace, love, positivity.
Peace, love, and positivity. I can dig it. You find do you how do you what steps do you take to stay positive in a world that is trying very hard to sway you the other way?
I have a personal checks and balances system. Um, it's kind of like another me on my shoulder, just like everything. Every time you have a decision to make, think twice about it. Something, and then you'll get to the point where you won't even have to think twice about it, and then just you do the right thing naturally. But when you're questioning something, run the cons of it, run the pros of it, and that's how I
Facts, facts, yeah. I think checks and balances keeps everything in order. Keeps the government in order. Why not your life?
go.
Why not your life? It works for them, it worked for me. You mentioned earlier you did a lot of moving around and now you're in Atlanta, man. How's ATL life treating you?
I had my car broken into twice in the
God
same.
damn.
So welcome.
I don't mean to laugh, but that's a crazy way to open that.
So welcome to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but no, it's actually been a really good experience overall. Great people, great vibes, great food, great clubs, great music. Uh,
Mhm.
definitely a lot to do out here. And
Right.
just be yourself. I like to think it's like, some places feel like you in somebody's lobby or it's like a GTA lobby sometimes. Sometimes it's a, Roblox lobby. Like there's so much going on in Atlanta at the same time. It's just, man,
It's
you
always something to do, man. Every
always
time I go down to Atlanta, I'm never bored. There's always something, always something. I think like my favorite Atlanta story I have, I was down there one weekend and it was like a Sunday. I go out to lunch with my friend and he's like, "You want to go to Six Flags?" He had seats and passes. So we go Just randomly going ride a couple roller coasters and shit. And then he's like, yeah, we're gonna pull up on my homie real quick at this spot. I'm thinking we finna go to like a bar or something normal. Nigga, it's a Sunday afternoon, mind you. A Sunday afternoon. This nigga takes me to a hookah lounge. And that bitch is jumping. VIP bottles popping, bitches shaking ass, like jumping on a Sunday afternoon. I'm like, do you niggas not have work tomorrow?
That is they work right now. Every like 9 out of 10 people in the club in Atlanta are clocked in right now. Not like on the actual clock or something, but everybody's an entrepreneur. Like
Yeah.
selling something, they pushing something. They're there for a reason. 9 times out of 10.
Everybody's a hustler. That's why I love Atlanta, man, because it's like it's the black mecca of anything you want, whether it be entertainment, entrepreneurship, law, whatever industry you're trying to get into. Black people are excelling at it in Atlanta. That being said, man, as far as music goes, how has being in Atlanta helped you as an artist?
It made me realize the industry is not as friendly as I would have thought. I came in the game thinking, why can't we all just do the right thing and get along? But what I had to learn is some people have gifts that other people don't necessarily have, and if they can get that from you without paying you or whatever they're supposed to give you, um, even your own music, sometimes they will take that from you.
Yeah, yeah,
Not that, not saying Atlanta is that, but I'm saying it taught me that's actually out here. Because before I'm in Seattle, the music scene there is very quiet. There's very few people who are really doing it. Then before that, it was St. Louis, and everybody's so to they self out there. You can't really move too freely in St. Louis. Um, Atlanta was the first place where you start actually running into people and seeing how stuff works, and the smoke and mirrors kind of goes away, and you're like, dang, so like this is what's really going on. It
right.
definitely
No, facts, facts, facts. I feel like once you're in that environment, where it's actually happening, like you said, in Seattle, the music scene wasn't really popping like that. But you get to Atlanta, it's Atlanta. You know, you start to see exactly what goes on behind the scenes, and it's a lot. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors to the game. You know, and especially how you said with those gifts. You know, if you got it and someone doesn't, you feel me? Like I've had to learn that the hard way as a DJ. You know, if someone feels like sees that you're getting somewhere that they feel like they should be, but they don't have the whether it be the skill set or the networking, whatever, you know, they're gonna do something to weasel their way, you know, and that's just a part of the game.
grab onto you somewhere and for some reason try to pull you down. Or maybe they're not even trying to pull you down. It's just like,
They're trying to pull themselves up,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. And that's my whole thing about it. It's like there's no problem with wanting to advance. You know what I mean? Like I have no problem with doing what you got to do to get ahead. You know what I mean? But the issue that I have that comes into it is once you're starting to do that at the expense of others,
Mm,
because I'm a real big believer in energy and karma, and the energy that you put out into the world is going to come right back around to you, whether it be sooner or later, you know, especially when it comes to trivial things like whether it be a gig or a song or a beat or something. You feel me? Like there's enough food out here for everyone to eat. There's enough money out here for everybody. You know what I mean? Like you just got to go and find it. Just because you see me in my lane, I'm doing the dash, I'm zooming does not mean you got to cut me off in traffic.
yep.
Now we crash. You fucked up and now I'm fucked up. We both fucked up because if you could have just stayed in your lane, we could have
Man, I
right
can't
next to each other.
wait
But
till you have you been to Atlanta?
plenty of times. I'm actually gonna be there next weekend.
Okay, so you know what the traffic's like.
Yeah,
Because I was just going to say, you just explained their traffic so perfectly. You better
exactly.
up where they.
Exactly. Like we all getting to the same destination. You feel me? But if we on this road where there's a 10-lane interstate, nigga, stay in your lane. I got this over here. You
My question is too, why people go to the left lane to drive slow?
Bro,
Now,
that'd be, bro, no.
like, bro,
You fucking up the game for everybody else, man. You know what I mean?
it's what makes the whole traffic start jamming because now people start driving crazy. Everybody frustrated trying to get around this car. This
Mhm.
somebody else swerve. Everybody slamming their brakes. Now we got this phantom brake spot. Like if y'all just chill for a second, go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? It's all gonna be
Right. Right, man. And that whole analogy is, is so applicable to show business, man, because there's so many people either slowing down traffic, cutting you off, swerving crazy, just fucking up the game for everybody else when they could easily just
mm,
go their own way, man. But such is life. Such is life, man. So boom, Jermaine the Saint, brother. Why don't you tell the people where they can keep up with you on social media? If they want to listen to the song High, where can they find that at? And do you have any projects coming up that we should be looking out for?
yeah, you could find me on all platforms at Jermaine the Saint. Uh, my website is www.saintcityjermaine.com. I have started a book on there called The Compass. It has the first two chapters available on a secret EP that has never been released through major distribution platforms or any of that. Saint City Prince and my new single "High Man" is out today. Music video just dropped with it. Definitely get.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. Well, Jermaine, I really do appreciate your time today, brother. Can't wait to see what you got coming down the pipeline in 2024. Like I said, I'll be in Atlanta next weekend, so maybe we might pass each other in traffic on the
Yeah,
busy as interstate. So
might at each other.
exactly, man. But boom, appreciate your time today, brother, man. Make sure you guys tap in with Jermaine the Saint. He's definitely coming up, streaming his new song High. It'll make you feel like the song title, man. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience, man. It's been another episode of the coolest podcast in the South, YSN Radio. Check us out. All other episodes on everywhere you get your podcast from: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon. Check out the website, ysnradio.com. Got some really cool t-shirts on there. If you like this painting, you can get it on a shirt at ysnradio.com. That's enough about me, man. Check out Jermaine the Saint. Until next time, same place. It's the coolest podcast in the South, YSN Radio. Let's go.